We're having problems. We're having a lot of problems and I don't know what to do, okay? I create my own problems and I can't solve them. Sometimes Monday is really tough and you just need to start on Tuesday. Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Autumn. I'm a 29-year-old digital artist based in the DMV area. If you don't know what that is DC, Maryland, Virginia. This is my home office where I spend a lot of my time during the work week. It is like half decorated. This year I'm hoping to put up more things. I did this yesterday, but I realized that I don't have enough string lights to string it the way that I want. It looks okay, but I think I need like one or two, maybe. Or maybe I just need to change the way that I put them up. But see how empty the shelf is? And then this wall, like it's just not there yet. We're just not there. We have had a winter storm over the weekend, which went, it was like snowing / freezing raining all day on Sunday. It went from like early in the morning. I think it started like 11 p.m. the night before, and then it didn't stop until like 9. If you're new here, we have a dog. She's 3 years old. Her name is Junie. There she is in all of her adorable cuteness. She's very picky about where she goes potty, and she's also very particular about like her walk times. She will sleep all day, but she does require that we walk. So we just walked her around our building like a ton. And then trying to figure out where she's gonna go to the bathroom while like it's, you know, snowing and raining cats and dogs outside was a whole thing. And then yesterday was another ordeal because like everything is covered in snow, and so getting anywhere is such a pain in the butt. She wanted to go outside, we wanted to walk outside, and the day just like ran away. There were so many things to do. I filmed an intro yesterday and I worked yesterday, and then I realized that I just can't with the intro, and then the work that I did yesterday, by the end of the day I was like, I have to start all over, because it just wasn't working, and I'll talk about that in a second. But so today is Tuesday, and we're doing the intro today, and we are starting to work. I'm just gonna call today the first day of the work week, and we're just gonna see how it goes this week. But yeah. Do I have any quick life updates for you? I kind of don't. I don't really have anything this week, so I'm not gonna go too much into it. The only thing I will say is that I am playing so much Fantasy Life I. The thing is, I've played like 40 hours, and I still feel like I've just started the game. And I think it's because they're continuing to still introduce new mechanics. And I'm like, how are we still introducing mechanics like 40 hours into this game? I just unlocked like treasure groves, and I like still am figuring out what I'm supposed to be doing in Ginormosia, the open world. And then there's like the Snoozaland DLC that came out like right when I bought the game. Yeah, there's just like a lot happening. So I'm figuring it out, but it's really fun. I'm having so much fun playing it. It's like taking over all of my free time. We're wearing our palette earrings because today we are coloring, hopefully with success. So I'm just gonna jump right into what we're working on. I'm gonna show you the sketch first, and then I'll show you what I had, and then we'll talk about where it's going. This is the piece that I'm primarily focusing on this week. I had heartburn for 2 months last year, and I'm just turning it into art now. I really like the sketch, but I knew it was gonna be complicated because like getting all the colors and everything to balance well was just gonna be a bit of a trick, because I knew there's gonna be it's gonna be so much coloring, which is great for me because it's my favorite part of the process. What I had yesterday at the beginning of the day was this, and what I was using to base the colors on was this like color study that I had made at the end of last year, but I realized that I think I shouldn't use this. Like, it was a great study, but I think it's not really working for this piece. I'm still kind of using it as a guide a little bit, just to inform like where I maybe should take the colors, but overall, like, it's just not really, it wasn't really working. The colors were all starting to look kind of muddy, as you can see here. Maybe you don't think it looks muddy, but to me, I was like, this is just not working. So I scrapped it. I scrapped it. I'm restarting. I worked on it a little bit, so here's where it's at now, and then I'll do a zoom in of the tomato that's done. Let me just like scoot a little bit more out of the way, but maybe I'll try to put a side by side here. I just think that the newer one looks more vibrant, and I really want the characters to really stand out on the background, so I need the colors to really pop. So that's what I'm working on. I think it's gonna be a lot of trial and error, but I am excited to get to the finish line. I don't know if we're gonna have time to work on it this week, because I think that the heartburn heartburn piece is gonna be such a huge challenge, but I have this apple car. I think this is also gonna be something complicated, so I think this might be something I end up working on like next week and then taking it into the next vlog, because I just like where we're at now with the heartburn piece, I'm like, I think it's gonna take a lot of work. So what I tend to do, if you're new here, is like I post bi-weekly, and so I film during one week, but I also try to do a lot of the editing so that the week after I can focus on other things, like continuing to work on art or sketching or, you know, any kind of art enrichment field trips that I take, stuff like that. This week I'm not doing one because listen, though, it's just so gross outside. I don't want to be out there. So I'm not going anywhere this week, and that's why I'm really trying to dig my heels in and like get into this heartburn piece. And hopefully we can finish it, but I really don't know. Yeah, so that's what's going on. I think that's like the fastest I've ever talked through the intro. Do I have anything else for you guys? I don't think I do. Listen, it's just, it's been a long like 2 days or something, and I just really want to make art. So, oh, you know what? I do have something to tell you guys. So things might be kind of shifting around. You've probably noticed if you've been here before that I did the intro a little bit differently this time, and I'll probably do the outro a little bit differently, and I'm gonna be playing with some new angles. I really want this year to be like my growth year. Last year was the year of starting things and trying new stuff and learning new skills, and I really want to like push this year of like growing this, like how I make the vlogs and my art practice and what I'm doing in terms of building this art business that I'm working on. So things are gonna be kind of fluid. Like some things that you may see changing over time are like the angles in the video. I'm still figuring out exactly how I want to do the intro and outro, and I've been doing it like one way for the last almost year, and I'm like, I don't know if I vibe with this anymore, so I might be changing it. And also like one of my goals for this year is to get a proper camera to do vlogs, because like I'm using my phone. I've been using my phone for almost a year, but I can tell that like the video quality would probably be a lot better if I had a proper camera. So that is something I want to do. And then also my iPad is constantly threatening to give up on me, and so I may get a new iPad at some point. I still have a third of my student loans to pay off, and so which I think I can do this year, but I'm really hoping that I can hold off on the camera and the iPad until at least that's done. It's sort of weird because it's like I want to push, but I don't want to crunch, if that makes sense. So I kind of need to have a very steady momentum, and that means that sometimes I gotta like experiment around a little and figure out where we're going. Yeah, so if you see things, or if you've been here for a while and you see things are starting to change, that's why. I'm really trying to just get to it because I want to have enough footage for you guys, and I want to feel like I made good progress on the heartburn piece. I'm a little frustrated with it right now, which is why I'm kind of trying to hurry up and get started, because like when you've colored so much already and then you have to start all over again because you're like, it's not working, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. Okay, I'm gonna get going because in a couple hours it's gonna be lunchtime. Yeah. Surprise! I'm actually talking over the captions today. Yay for new things! I figured let's try lots of new things this week and I can start deciding what works. So if I do this and I hate it, I don't have to do it next week. The hardest part of having so many characters in one design is really balancing the colors. My method for color cohesion is literally put the colors everywhere. And what I mean by that is grabbing colors you've already used on some elements and dropping them into other elements so there's unifying colors everywhere. You'll see me do this a lot with shadows and highlights just because it's easier. When I'm working with less elements, I might take more time to do different blends, but there were so many parts to this piece, I opted to just keep it simple for the sake of my sanity. To be honest, in some ways, it feels odd to be working on more ambitious pieces. I used to do this all the time, and I just stopped when I got too busy and stressed. And then I came back to art, but my initial designs were all really straightforward. Now we're full steam ahead in 2026, and the imposter syndrome is hitting really hard. I have to remind myself sometimes, like, you went to art school, you have all the tools. You literally studied to be able to solve these problems. You can figure it out. Tackling more complex challenges used to be so easy. I never really thought about it. Now I have to psych myself up when I hit a roadblock because I can actually fix it. I know it'll get easier as I continue to be more ambitious with my designs. This is just an odd place I didn't imagine myself being in only a few years ago. I know what you're thinking here. Autumn, you're overcomplicating the chocolate. I did do that, and I did realize it in the middle of doing this, and I did just let it happen. Sometimes you start something messy and you just need to trust the process. Even if you feel like you need to erase it all and start over in the middle, it can be worth it to push through to the end and see how it turns out. Every once in a while, it still sucks, and you do need to start over, but I found that a lot of the time, pushing past the doubt ends up worth it. I love this milk carton, but there was some regret when I started coloring it. You're not seeing it here, but I colored the nose/mouth so many times, way too many times. It was just way too dark, and then when I zoomed out to check, it stuck out like a sore thumb. See, this is a case where it sucked and I needed to start over, so I did, just with the nose. I'm not that crazy. And it turned out so much better. I also took a chance on not coloring the whole shape and just lightly shading instead. I thought it might look stupid, but it actually helped so much just to get the shape to fit in. I'm not gonna lie though, a lot of my problem solving can look like, I'll just try it. I'll just give it a try. Like, my gut says this might work. I'm just gonna do it and see if I'm right. There are also a lot of times I really need to walk away and just spend time thinking about a solution. You'll actually see a situation where this is the case in just a little bit here, but often, I can trust my instincts to get me through in the moment when I'm stuck, unless I'm angry. If I'm angry, I'm just not going to be making good art. Every frustrated creative decision I've ever made has been a bad one in the end. It doesn't matter if it's just a quick moment or 4 a.m. before a deadline. If there is a lesson in this video, it's don't make art in a bad mood. Even art that is supposed to be angry, do it at like a simmer, not a boil. Just trust me. Overall, this coloring redo worked out much better than the first pass. I was holding to my color study too strongly on the first try, which was a huge mistake. If I had continued going in that direction, the colors would have been more dull. I'm not sure if it's just because I'm older and wiser now or what, but I've never been this open to just restarting when I feel like I need to. If you told me I needed to do this on a piece in college, I would have thrown a fit. Not literally, but I would have elected to ignore you and I just would have finished it as is. I like to imagine I'm just more mature and patient now at 29, so it's easier. All right, guys, this is where we're at. So I was in the middle of filming and then my phone died. So I just went to go charge it and then kept working. No, this is not done. It's not finished. I wanted to give you sort of a progress update because I think the characters for the most part are finished. Like, they look really good. The background is where I'm having a lot of trouble and I really just need to sleep on it. I think I tried so many different versions with the fire and I just can't decide how I want to do it. So I think it's time to just sort of give up for today and try again tomorrow. It's just like the concept is there. I just can't tell how to bring it all together. Like, I can't figure out how to unify the whole thing. So I need to take a break and stop looking at it. I've already taken a break basically for like an hour and I'm like, all right, well, if I'm not going to do anything else, I just need to, let's just stop. Let's just be done. You can tell I'm finished because the earrings are gone. So I'm done for the day. To be honest, I don't really know if I'm going to film tomorrow, if I'm going to edit tomorrow and just take this footage and see how much footage we've got, because this issue that I'm having with the background, I don't know if I'm going to be ready to figure it out tomorrow or what I'm going to do. Because sometimes you hit like a visual design problem and you can fix it the next day. And other times, like, you need to do research and look at things and find reference photos. I'm not sure if like I need to simplify the background or I need to approach it in a different way. And like the text isn't finished. I'm not 100% on like how I'm going to solve all of these issues. So yeah, I don't know. Like the background, it wasn't originally going to be so dark, but because I really need the characters to pop, I'm like, well, maybe I do need the background to be dark. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I do have a small update. This was sort of like an in progress thing and I didn't want to talk about it yet, but I think we are going to have to make adjustments to Junie's anxiety medication. We just decided today with the vet that we're going to increase the medication from 20 milligrams to 30 milligrams because she's like, we're 4 weeks in. She had a small regression over last week where her anxiety was like increasing, not a ton, but it was just like she backslid some. So both our trainer and the vet were like, she might just need a little extra support. Part of the problem is like she's very nervous. She's not very upfront about it. She's very quiet and scared. She's also very smart. She's very perceptive. So she notices and she sees lots of things, and the things that she sees that she doesn't understand, they scare her. She's a little too smart for her own good. Our separation anxiety training has sort of hit a plateau, and then her success at like nighttime and her anxiety when we're getting ready to go to bed, that's also kind of plateaued and or backslid a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna try like an increase in medication, which is like, on one hand, I'm like, let's do what we gotta do. Go ahead, let's get it. Let's get this figured out so that she's feeling good. And on the other hand, I'm really sad because I was really hoping that it was just gonna work out this time. But we are gonna taper her up, which I think is a good idea. But I'm just like, oh man, it's like another month and a half of like waiting to see if this is the right medication or not. So part of me is like, I'm really happy that we can do this for her and I can see the benefits that she's already having from the medication. So I know that if we get this right, that she will be feeling good. And on the other hand, I'm just like, it just like makes me sad that she's struggling so much. She's just like the sweetest little dog and she's just so scared. But literally like the last couple of days, like we've been getting ready to go to bed and she will like plant herself behind us in the bathroom when we're brushing our teeth, and she'll just lay down against our ankles and you will just feel her like shivering because she's scared that we're going to bed. So it's just a whole thing. To round out today, I worked a lot. I'm stuck at a visual puzzle. I guess like plans for tomorrow TBD on like whether I'm going to edit or I'm going to work on this. I think it's just going to be, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and figure out if I've thought of something for this problem. But I guess that's all for today. That's Tuesday. I walked away from the piece for a little while. I'm rested. I thought about it. I have a idea, one singular idea of which direction to go, and we're just gonna go that way and see how it goes. Yes. So here's where the piece is at now, right? And I've got all these layers of fire. I was thinking about it, and I think what I need to do is, because there are so many layers in this piece, I think I need to make the background more homogeneous as like one shape. So instead of 4 layers of fire, I think I just need to make it one fire, and I can make it colorful, but I gotta figure out how to do that. So that'll be the hard part. But do you see the vision? I think if the background is less busy, then everything else will pop out more, and I can do a bit more with the background color and everything. Okay, do we see the vision? Do we see where it's going? I spent so long thinking about this. I looked at so many pictures of fire. I procrastinated editing. Have I edited at all? No, I haven't even started editing because I just like could not focus. I kept thinking about the piece, but then I didn't want to work on it because I didn't feel like I was ready to work on it yet. So we're doing it now. We're doing it now, and then I'm gonna edit later. Hopefully I finish the piece today, and then if I finish it today, then we're good. And I was right that we're not gonna have time for the Apple Car this week. So my goal today is literally just to revise the background, finish all the colors, get the lighting done, and hopefully the piece will be done in a way that I like am really proud of it and it looks good and I have no more complaints. It's just a mess. That's just the theme of this week, is just creative messes and weather messes and life messes and news messes, and everything's a mess. Everything's a mess. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. I'm gonna get started because I don't have a lot of time. We're starting late today, so I'm like, I really want to just like hit the ground running and go. So let's go. Let me just walk you through what my thought process here was. So I decided to use a different brush while working on the background for this part, but I wasn't 100% sure what direction I was gonna go. So this is just me laying it out and making decisions as I go. Eventually I decided like, okay, I think I like this shape. So I refined the shape, but then I was really stuck on like layering the colors. So I kept trying to like outline the shape in purple and blue, and it wasn't working. So eventually I decided to scrap it and went for like copying the same layer and then offsetting it downwards with different colors, and that just wasn't working. It just took me a while to really get there. Eventually, I decided to fully fill it in as like a solid shape and then do a gradient there, which was really good. What I ended up doing in the end for the far back was I took the same shape and then I made it bigger and just like offset it a little bit, just because I really wanted to have layers of like blues and purples in there as well, and thought it would make it a little more interesting to look at. And then what you'll see a little bit of at the end is that I like the characters just needed a little bit more depth, so I put a drop shadow behind them and then added a layer of lighting, kind of lighting, over the top that just mimicked the color of the fire and colored the text, and that's how we ended up with the final result. I filmed something and then I forgot that I needed to add it like a little bit of pizzazz, so I went to do that, in which you're gonna see in the next clip. But basically, this is what I have in terms of art footage for this week. And then I did film a couple things on Wednesday, but I was really like gremlin, so I'll have bloopers at the end. I was so excited like half an hour ago. I was filming and I was like, yeah, I finished the piece. And then I was looking at it and I was like, wait, I didn't finish the piece. So I added the pizzazz. So now here is the pizzazz and it looks really good. I was wondering why. I was like, oh, it's something is missing, but I don't want to touch it anymore. And then I started doing like adding the little final details and stuff. And I was like, oh, it's this. This is what it was missing. So we are finally finished. It's done. There's nothing more for me to add. I don't need to touch this anymore. I'm feeling so relieved. Oh my God. I'm so glad to be done. I said I was gonna turn 2 months of heartburn into art and I completed it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm also going to flip the camera around and talk, and I'm gonna put this up on the screen so you can see it a little better. So give me just a second. I'm gonna get that done right now. You guys, I finished it. It's done. I did it. Oh my God, I feel so relieved. I could tell I was like so tense and like, need to finish the piece, and it's done and I'm good. I'm all good now. We're all good. The world is back in equilibrium now. I created my problems and then I solved my problems. So we're doing great. I was right though. I was right that I wasn't gonna get the apple cart done this week, and that's okay. I'll just work on it next week, and then hopefully I'll have more to show you the week after when we're back and I'm filming. I'm tired. Oh my gosh. But this is the first piece of 2026. Here it is in all of its final glory. It's looking real good. And I need to change my hair. It's driving me crazy. Hold on. It's good enough. It's fine. It's fine. Wow, that was a process. What an emotional roller coaster of a project. But you know, if anything, this is like, yeah, I can definitely do harder things this year, and we're doing harder things. So I'm very proud of myself. The piece looks dope. It looks amazing. So I'm good now. I have so much editing to do. I don't know how I'm gonna get all the editing done. All right, guys, this is gonna be the end of the video for this week. I didn't experiment too much this week besides just changing the angle that I was filming the drawing footage. Hopefully it looks better. We're just gonna continue to like gradually shift things around. I was writing a plan for this video last night because I couldn't sleep, and I do think that the vibe of the video is gonna be a little bit different than before. We're gonna find out. I don't have a ton of time to edit, so we're also gonna be like kind of crunch editing, which is not something I like to do, but I'm like, you know what, it's fine. This is just what we're doing this week because of the snow and the art thing. And if you like this video and you'd like to see more, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe down below. I post every 2 weeks on Wednesday at 12 o'clock Eastern. I have not missed a video yet, so I've been pretty consistent, so you can probably, as long as nothing happens, expect that there will be a new video every 2 weeks. You can follow me here. You can also follow me on Blue Sky, and the piece that I just finished today is going to go up on my Blue Sky. I'm probably gonna wait until this video is posted, so by the time that you're watching this, it'll be up. If you'd like to hang out with me more, you can click the link to my channel. I have like 20 something vlogs that you can watch, or you can wait for the end screen to pop up, and usually somewhere over here is a link to the most recent video, so the vlog from 2 weeks ago. I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.
Do you need more Prozac, Junie? Yes, you do.
Okay.
Junie, do you have anything to tell the people? Don't eat that. Don't eat that. I'm just like, no, you know what? I'm like a 29-year-old weird lady. I do weird lady things. I'm not gonna try to be all put together for you guys because I'm not, okay? So that's why we're wearing the same sweatshirt and the same earrings as yesterday. And I'm wearing sweatpants, and I'm just gonna be a mess this week because I am.